Today, I'm ranking my top 50 players in Major League Baseball for the 2026 season. Welcome back to day number 12 of the 12 days of MLB Rankings. Guys, we made it. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to all of you that celebrate out there. This is my 7th year of doing the 12 days of MLB Rankings, and you guys continue to show amazing support. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Not only for supporting this, but just supporting all of my content everywhere. Without you guys, I would not be able to do this as my job. So again, I hope you guys understand how grateful I am for you continuing to support what I do. Also, big shout out to everybody behind the scenes helping out. Shout out TJ. You guys have seen him on the Bullpen Banter channel. I'll link it in the description. And of course, Cole, No More Fielders, link in the description as well. Go support them. They've been helping me out a ton in this process. And again, please do just subscribe. Most of you who are watching are not subscribed. I'm trying to hit some new milestones. I want to hit 300K at some point. We're a far way away from it, but every single one of you that hits subscribe does help me out. So if you could hit that sub button. Here are my top 50 players in the league. Getting the top 50 started at number 50, I've got Alejandro Kirk of the Toronto Blue Jays. Newcomer to the top 50 list. Shout out Alejandro Kirk. He had a phenomenal year. One of the best catchers in baseball. Defensively, offensively, I think he deserves to be on this list. Last year, 15 homers, 18 doubles, 76 RBIs, a 282 average, 348 on base, 421 slug for a 769 OPS plus at 111. With great defense, that is a borderline top 50 player, and at such a valuable position, I think he has to crack the top 50. Down a few spots this year at number 49, I've got Rafael Devers. Now, it has nothing to really do with the fact that I think Devers is going to be bad. It's just playing in San Francisco makes it a lot harder for him offensively. He had good power in 90 games, 20 homers, 15 doubles, 51 RBIs there, but the slash line did drop. Still had an 800 OPS and finished the year with 851. Had to move him down though, worried about what those offensive numbers could look like for Rafael Devers next season. He's obviously going to hit well. It's just, will he still be that premier bat? Because of course he doesn't really have much on the defensive side. First base, though, does help him out a lot, though, because he was so bad at third. For the 48th best player in Major League Baseball, Michael Busch of the Chicago Cubs. Him and Rafael Devers were neck and neck for me, and honestly, Busch just gets a slight advantage because he was better last season. 34 homers, 25 doubles, 5 triples, and 90 RBIs. Hit some huge home runs for the Cubs. 261 average, 343 on base, 523 slug for an 866 OPS plus at 147. Still not the most complete player, but it feels like you're going to be able to pencil him in for 30 and 80 every single year with an OPS in the mid 800s. That's a really good player for that Cubs lineup. Super valuable. Great left-handed power bat. Down 23 spots at number 47. I still can't give up on Mike Trout. Mike Trout, probably not a top 50 player anymore. And honestly, when I ranked this the first time, I had him like inside the top 30, which was probably crazy. I can't give up on Mike Trout being good. Last year was not particularly a great Mike Trout season. Still was about 20% better than league average at the plate. 26 homers, 64 RBIs, 232 average, 359 on base, 439 slug for a 797 OPS plus again at 121. Worst season of his career since he was 19 years old. I have a feeling Trout's going to bounce back. I wanted to rank him higher, but unbiased, this might even still be a little too good of a ranking for Trout. 47th. Coming in at number 46, I've got Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies. Simply put, been one of the best pitchers in baseball over the last 2 years. Last year finished second in the Cy Young voting, 202 innings, a 2.5 ERA with a whip at 1.064, bumped the K rate up to 26.3%, which is disgusting, with a walk rate under 6 at 5.5. He got MVP votes. He gives you innings. He's a frontline starter. He's an ace. Christopher Sanchez is that good. There are not many pitchers better than Sanchez in baseball. One of the few to crack my top 50. For the 45th best player in Major League Baseball, Cody Bellinger. Still not signed to a team, don't know when he will, but this is a top 50 player in the league. The defense is great out in the outfield, especially in the corners. He hit about 30 home runs last year with the Yankees, close to 100 RBIs, stole some bags too. He's still a good athlete. 272 average, 334 on base, 480 slug for an 813 OPS plus at 125. I think he's going to be good. I don't know if he gets the mega contract he's looking for, but for a guy who gets on base a bit, has some power, still can play the outfield and first base, and doesn't strike out, that's a lot of value to a team, and he's still very good. For the 44th best player in Major League Baseball, Zach Wheeler, also of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, Wheeler's going to be recovering from a major injury. That's scary. And apparently it got really scary, so I'm glad to see that he's doing well. We got positive news, even as a Mets fan. Don't want to see Wheeler like that. When he's healthy, which has basically been every year he's been a Philly, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Finished 9th in the Cy Young voting last year, despite only throwing 150 innings, a 2.7 ERA, a whip under 1 for the second straight season. The FIP is low, the K rate's high. He struck out, 33% of the batters he faced last year, walked 5.6%. Even if he throws like 150 innings next year, he's definitely a top 50 player, and if he throws more, he deserves to be higher in these rankings. Back on the top 50 list, at number 43, I've got Pete Alonso of the Baltimore Orioles. That feels so wrong to say I hate it. But man, they got a good one. Pete just absolutely mashes. While he's horrendous defensively at first base, you can look past it because the bat is absolutely elite. Last year, 38 home runs, 41 doubles, 126 RBIs, hit 272 with a 347 on base, 524 slug for an 871 OPS plus at 144. He made swing adjustments. He was a better decision maker at the plate. I think this stuff's sticky, and I think the Orioles got one of the best power hitters in baseball. Pete Alonso's really good, even if he plays first base and plays it poorly. Just being able to do 40, 40, and 120 in a year, that's a top 50 player for sure. Biggest drop in today's video at number 42, I've got Mookie Betts. Yeah, Mookie just didn't look good last year, and of course, it has to do with the health. The health was a big reason why Mookie was not playing as well. Started off the year weak and picked it up towards the back end of the season. I still think he's going to be very good, and this might be a harsh ranking for Mookie Betts, but did just feel a little bit awkward because last year was a 20 home run season with an OPS of 732. Again, he was way better in the second half of the season, like August, and in September he was great. Second half OPS near 800 opposed to a below 700 in the first. I just gotta see it a little bit more again with Mookie. You can call me crazy for this one, but last year he wasn't that great. And again, the big thing is he's playing shortstop, which he handled well. Want to see it again next year. Just missing on the top 40 at number 41, I've got Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, such a big Junior Caminero fan. Led the league in ground into double plays last year, fun fact. Also finished 9th in the MVP voting. 45 homers, 28 doubles, 110 RBIs, even stole 7 bases. Hit 265 with a 311 on base, 535 slugging for an 846 OPS plus at 133. He's only 22 years old next year. This guy could get even higher on the list. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 25 player next year. The power is incredible. Takes vicious hacks. I love Junior Caminero. Getting the top 40 started at number 40, I've got Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros. Breakout season for Jeremy Pena. Looks pretty sticky too. Guy is really good. Always been great with the glove. Always been a great base runner, but this year he all put it together, and while only playing 125 games, it was the most productive season of his career. 17 homers, 30 doubles, 2 triples, and 62 RBIs, stealing 20 bags. Hit 304 with a 363 on base, 477 slug for an 840 OPS plus at 132. Top 10 MVP finisher, made the All-Star game, is in his physical prime. Feels like a perfect spot for Jeremy Pena at number 40. Next up at number 39, I've got Matt Chapman of the San Francisco Giants. Just a complete player. 20 homers, 20 doubles, 60 RBIs last year in 128 games. Still plays Gold Glove defense at third base. One of the best gloves we've seen there in a long time. 231 average, 340 on base, 430 slug for a 770 OPS for an OPS plus at 120. 20% better with league average and that elite glove. And running the bases like Matt Chapman has. It's kind of the same spot as last year. Feels like the same player he always is. Matt Chapman's good. Great contract too by the Giants, low-key. First appearance ever on the top 50 at number 38, I've got Wyatt Langford of the Texas Rangers. Langford had an awesome year. He is a complete player. Was about a 5 to 6 win player depending on what you look at. Baseball Reference Fangraphs. 22 homers, 25 doubles, 62 RBIs with 22 stolen bases. Hit 241 with a 344 on base, 431 slug for a 775 OPS plus at 127. Good in the outfield, good on the base pass. Has the power capability to hit more home runs. I don't know if he's ever going to be an average guy. He's got like a career average at 250, but doesn't really matter. Everything else is really good, and I think this is a really aggressive but good spot for Langford. Almost in the exact same spot as last year at number 37, I've got Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres. Of course, Manny Machado still hitting well. Not as good as prior years, but still about 20% better than league average. 27 homers, 33 doubles, 95 RBIs, and stole 14 bases last year. Hit 275 with a 335 on base, 460 slug for 795 OPS plus at 118. He was like 2 points worse than he was the prior year. The one difference is that his glove was horrible in 2025. I don't expect it to stay that way, but something to monitor for sure. For the 36th best player in Major League Baseball, Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves. It seems like Olson's never going to really bounce back to that 54 home run season we saw in 2023. Still, though, very good. You can chalk him up for 30 homers, 40 doubles, 100 RBIs. Sounds great. He plays elite defense at first base, gets on base a ton. He's going to strike out, but you don't care, again, because he's just such a good player. And last year was a better season. 272 average, 366 on base, 484 slug for an 850 OPS plus at 138. The numbers speak for themselves. Matt Olson, very good. Up 15 spots at number 35, I've got Alex Bregman. Again, at the time of recording, currently not signed to a team. Looked awesome with the Red Sox last year. I think kind of gave people more hope after what was a confusing 2024 season. 18 homers, 28 doubles, and 62 RBIs in just under 500 plate appearances. Hit 273 with a 360 on base, 462 slug for an 821 OPS plus at 128. He's one of the best third basemen in the game, made the All-Star team, plays good defensive third base as well. I expect him to go back to Boston. I think it's a perfect fit for him. I love him there. But wherever he goes, I think he's going to be super, super valuable and is a top 35 player in the league. Coming in at number 34, I've got Jackson Merrill of the San Diego Padres. Injuries kind of derailed last season for Merrill. Still not bad. He was still good. He just wasn't as good as his rookie year. But again, injuries. Only 115 games, had a full 100 plate appearances less than the prior year. 16 homers, 25 doubles, 6 triples, and 67 RBIs. Hit 264 with a 317 on base, 457 slug for an OPS at 774, OPS plus at 112. We've seen he can be a plus defender in center field. We see he can hit. I'm just chalking it up to the health. I still really like Jackson Merrill. Okay, here comes some of the rage. At number 33, I've got Jazz Chisholm Jr. of the Yankees. People are going to freak out that Jazz is ranked this high, but simply put, Jazz is awesome. Ever since he's gotten to the Yankees, he's been a completely different player. He's played 176 games as a Yankee, so just over a full major league season. At second base, at third base, playing premier defense. He's hit 42 homers, 22 doubles, 103 RBIs, stealing 49 bases, 251 average, 330 on base, 486 slug for an 816 OPS, OPS plus at 126. I'm a Jazz truther. You can hate me in the comment section if you want, but Jazz is just a really good player. And again, since joining the Yankees, this is one of the better players in baseball, without a doubt. Next up at number 32, I've got Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins. Awesome season for Buxton. First time he played more than 102 games since 2017. And boy, was Buxton awesome. 35 homers, 21 doubles, and 83 RBIs with 24 stolen bases. Didn't get caught once in 126 games. Hit 264 with a 327 on base, 551 slug for an 878 OPS, OPS plus a 136. We stand our king. Let's go, Byron Buxton. Have a great season at age 31. He's going to have another great season in 2026. Still awesome in center field. One of the few bright spots in Minnesota. Down 17 spots at number 31, I've got Yordan Alvarez. The only reason Yordan drops is, I don't know what's going on with him health-wise. When he's healthy, he is just simply one of the, 5, maybe at worst 10 best hitters on the planet. The problem is last year he wasn't healthy, and almost never in his career has he been fully healthy for a season. Last year, sub 800 OPS, 48 games, under 200 play appearances. I don't really care. I do have to bump him down a little bit, but for his career, still a 961 OPS, averages 40 home runs and 120 when he plays a full season. Yordan's sick. Just gotta play more, man. Getting the top 30 start at number 30, I've got Pete Crow Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs. PCA is awesome. A little bit of a roller coaster season, and somehow that on-base percentage dipped back below 300 again, but still 18% better than league average in OPS plus at 118. Hit 31 homers, 37 doubles, 95 RBIs, and stole 35 bases, 768 OPS, and what is by far the best defense in all of baseball, especially at the center field position. That's a top 30 player. Imagine if he could ever get on base. PCA would be an absolute demon. Another newcomer at number 29, I've got Geraldo Perdomo of the Arizona Diamondbacks. What a year for Perdomo. Major breakout. And maybe this is aggressive, but I just like giving it to a dude who's in his physical prime, makes good decisions, hits the ball well. Perdomo's a good ball player. 161 games, 20 homers, 33 doubles, 100 RBIs, stole 27 bases, plays awesome defense at shortstop as well, walked 11 more times than he struck out, 290 average, 389 on base, 462 slug for an 851 OPS, OPS plus a 136. This was a breakout season. This was the 4th place finisher in MVP voting. Silver Slugger. Gotta show my boy Perdomo some love. I wanted to rank this guy higher, but I'm not trying to get too crazy. I'm aware what I'm doing is. At number 28, Roman Anthony. We saw him play 71 games last year, and they were incredible. In 300 plate appearances, he had 8 home runs, 18 doubles, and a triple with 32 RBIs, even stole 4 bases. Hit 292 with a 396 on base, 463 slug for an 859 OPS, OPS plus at 140, and played phenomenal defense in the outfield. The Red Sox are literally trying to trade a very good outfielder in either Jarren Duran or Wilyer Abreu to make room for Roman Anthony. This guy is an MVP in the making. He is that good. He's that talented. I wanted to put him inside the top 20, but 71 games, even I know that's crazy. But 28, let's go there. Down a few spots this year at number 27, I've got Bryce Harper of the Phillies. Simply just wasn't as good offensively as he was the prior year, which is the reason for the drop. 132 games, 27 homers, 32 doubles, 75 RBIs, stole 12 bases, hit 261 with a 357 on base, 487 slug for an 844 OPS, OPS plus at 129. Just expected better out of Harper. He's still obviously one of the best players in the league, but I do think now, especially because of him playing first base, he is a borderline top 25 guy, which sounds like it's bad, but think about what you're saying out loud. He's the 27th best player in baseball. That's still disgustingly elite. Just outside the top 25 at number 26, I've got Elly De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds. This is my bias pick. I love Elly. I just think he's going to be such a freak, and he kind of already is. Last year, low-key cut the strikeout rate, but no one's paying attention. And what do you know? He gave up power for it, and it it made him a less valuable player, which is why strikeouts don't matter. Let Ellie De La Cruz play his game. 22 homers, 31 doubles, 7 triples, 86 RBIs with 37 stolen bases last year. Hit 264 with a 336 on base, 440 slug for 777 OPS plus at 109. Just let him play. Let him be loose. Let him do crazy stuff. Let him throw the ball 105 miles an hour. The talent's through the roof. And in terms of WAR, he is one of the most valuable players still every year. So I feel good putting him at 26, even though in my gut, I know he's a top 25 player in the league. Getting the top 25 started at number 25, I've got Freddie Freeman of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Guy just won't stop hitting. Another season where Freddie Freeman hits close to 300, has a 370 on base, 500 slug, 869 OPS. Nice. 24 homers, 39 doubles, 90 RBIs with 6 stolen bases, and that was like not even playing fully healthy. Beast in the postseason, beast in the regular season, first ballot Hall of Famer, top 25 player still at the age of 36. Ever so slightly ahead of Freddie, at number 24, I've got Mr. Nicholas Kurtz of the A's. I gotta give Big Amish some love. Mr. Kurtz just did some crazy stuff last year. While he'll swing and miss a ton and have some whiff, he still makes a ton of contact, which sounds crazy to say out loud. 117 games last year was a ridiculous pace. 36 homers, 26 doubles, 86 RBIs, a 290 average with a 383 on base, 619 slug for 1,002 OPS plus at 173. Won the Rookie of the Year, got MVP votes on a bad A's team, won the Silver Slugger. 162 game pace is 50 and 120 with 1,000 OPS. Even if he has a down year again, he's still going to be like a top 25 player. What's a down year for Mr. Kurtz? Like 30 home runs? An OPS that starts with 9? Realized I bunched up the sluggers here. At number 23, I've got Kyle Schwarber. That feels like that might be the down year for him, not in terms of counting numbers, but in terms of slash line, and that would still be a top 25 player. Kyle Schwarber was awesome last year, second in MVP voting, 56 homers, 23 doubles, 2 triples, which is crazy, and 132 RBIs, the most in Major League Baseball. Hit 240 with a 365 on base, 563 slug for a 928 OPS plus at 150. It's hard for DH to bring value, but when you're Kyle Schwarber and you hit like that, you simply are one of the most valuable players in the league. Even with no defense, top 25 player. Honestly, looking back, I can't believe I didn't have Will Smith ranked in the top 50 last year, because I think he's a borderline top 20 guy, which is why I have him at number 22. 110 games, 17 homers, 20 doubles, 61 RBIs, hit 296 with a 404 on base. That 400 on base always gets me. 497 slug for a 901 OPS plus a 152. He's awesome behind the plate too. You can't really run on the guy. I don't care about the framing. He limits the run game, gets on base a ton, hits the ball hard. Great player. Will Smith, borderline top 20. And then funny enough, just missing on the top 20 at number 21, Corey Seager, Will Smith's former teammate. Down 9 spots. You guys can probably guess why. He plays like 120 games a year. They're an incredible 120. It's just not enough to keep him inside that borderline top 10 ranking. Last year, 102 games, 21 homers, 19 doubles, 50 RBIs. Hit 271 with a 373 on base, 487 slug for an 860 OPS plus at 150. Just play more games, and you are a top 10 player. The second best shortstop, arguably the first. He got great defensively too last year. It's just he hasn't played a full season since 2022, so got to bump him down a little bit. Getting the top 20 start, up 5 spots. Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox. Wow, Crochet's so good. Led the American League in innings last year at 205, had a 2.59 ERA, a whip at 1.02, finished second in the Cy Young voting, 8th in the MVP, struck out over 30% of the batters he faced, walked under 6%, the K to walk ratio among the best in baseball. He throws gas. He's disgusting. You can't barrel him up. And as a lefty pitching in Fenway like he is, unbelievable how effective he is. Garrett Crochet is a top 20 player. For the 19th best player in Major League Baseball, I've got Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Nice 11 spot bump from last year. Big reason why Trey Turner still hits like he always has. It's just that defensively last year, he was phenomenal at the position. He was elite. You're still getting high average Trey Turner, who puts the ball in play, steals bases, 304 average, 355 on base, 457 slug for an 812 OPS plus at 121, the same as the prior year. He stole 36 bases this year, which was good. 15 homers, 31 doubles, 69 RBIs, nice. Finished 5th in the MVP voting. That defense was great. Deserved the bump up. Newcomer to the list at number 18, Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Maybe I'm doing some overrating, but every time I watch this guy pitch, I'm fascinated. He's so good. Finished 3rd in the Cy Young voting. 30 starts last year at 2.49 ERA and 173 innings with a whip under 1 at .99. Obviously, we know what he did in the World Series. It's one of the greatest performances we've ever seen. The K rate was up around 30%, walk rate 8.6. Throws gas, has disgusting breaking balls, has the splitter. He's only 27. 11. He's the highest paid pitcher, and he fully deserves it. Shout out Josh Reddick. You're wrong about this guy. He's unbelievable. Up 4 spots at number 17, I've got Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres. While Tatis may not reach the heights that he did as a hitter prior to the PED suspension, he's arguably a more complete player, because in the outfield, he's ridiculously good in right field, obviously has a cannon of an arm and gets to every single ball, and at the plate, he's still very good, 25 to 30% better than league average. 25 homers, 27 doubles, 71 RBIs with 32 stolen bases, hitting .268 with a .368 on base, .446 slug for an .814 OPS. Very good player. I'd love to see if he could ever go back to what he was before the PEDs, but if not this version of him, top 20 player. For the 16th best player in Major League Baseball, Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles. Had to drop him 11 spots. Wasn't the greatest season for him coming off of 2 absolute bangers. Think it's only fair. I still think Gunnar's going to be a star. Again, this is the 16th best player in baseball. Good season next year, he goes right back into the top 10. 154 games, 17 homers, 34 doubles, 5 triples, 68 RBIs. Ooh, so close. With 30 stolen bases, a career high, 274 average, 349 on base, 438 slug for a 787 OPS and an OPS plus at 121. He is still good. It was just a down year, and his down year was still incredible. Getting the top 15 start at number 15, I've got Vlad Jr. Vladdy is a wagon, and that's a wagon you want to attach your horse to because this guy is so good. First off, let's talk about his regular season. It was a down offensive year, but it was still elite. 23 homers, 34 doubles, 84 RBIs, hit .292 with a .381 on base, .467 slug for an .848 OPS, OPS plus at 133. Got his MVP votes, made the All-Star team, but the postseason's really where Vladdy shined. Carried the Blue Jays, was unbelievable. One of the best postseason performances we've ever seen, and it's simply because this guy absolutely mashes. Top 15 player in the league. Down a few spots here at number 14, I've got Kyle Tucker. Crazy he hasn't signed yet. He's one of the 15 best players in baseball, in my opinion. We're doing some serious underrating of Kyle Tucker recently. Last year, dealt with his injuries, only played in 136, 22 homers, 25 doubles, 73 RBIs with 25 stolen bases. Hit .266 with a .377 on base, .464 slug for an .841 OPS, OPS plus at 143. Still extremely valuable, still hits the ball really well, makes good contact. Just a good player. I don't know what we're doing this free agency. Maybe he's not worth $400 million, but Kyle Tucker's got to get paid. He's so good. One of the bigger risers in today's video. Up 10 spots at number 13, I've got Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners. So I think we did a thing where we overrated Julio so bad at one point that we now started underrating him. Finished 6th in the MVP voting last year. Defensively in center field, he's unbelievable. And counting numbers wise, 32 homers, 30 doubles, 95 RBIs, and 30 stolen bases. Just what the doctor ordered for the Mariners. 267 average, 324 on base, 474 slug for a 798 OPS. Sounds underwhelming, but that's about 30% better than league average. With premier defense in center field, Mariners got some crazy play up the middle this year, and J-Rod, I think, is a borderline top 10 player again. He's also only 24. Turns 25 in like 3 days. That's nuts. Dropped outside the top 10 this year at number 12. I've got Ronald Acuna Jr. The biggest reason for dropping him is just what's that knee going to look like? Only stole 9 bases last year. I'm expecting him to steal more this upcoming season. Hopefully that also helps his defense in the outfield because it was pitiful. But at the plate, going to be one of the best hitters in baseball. 21 homers, 12 doubles, 42 RBIs, a 290 average, 417 on base, 518 slug for a 935 OPS, OPS plus at 163. This is not a knock on Acuna. He's obviously ridiculously good. The knee thing is scary. If we get that athletic version of him back, oh, it's so clearly a top 10 player. Just want to see it. Up 24 spots, just missing on the top 10. At number 11, I've got Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I love Corbin Carroll as a player. He's elite on the base paths, like arguably the best base runner in baseball. He's elite in the outfield, hits for power, gets on base while stealing 32 bases, so 30-30-30. Hit 259 with a 343 on base, 541 slug for an 883 OPS, OPS plus at 140. And I know last year was a down season, but he was recovering from the shoulder injury. And while that season was technically up and down, the second half he had a 919 OPS. We're looking at a guy for the last 200 games of his career, an OPS well above 900 with premier defense and base running. He arguably could be a top 10 player. Getting the top 10 started at number 10, I've got Francisco Lindor of the New York Mets. Lindor, premier defense at shortstop, absolutely elite at the position, and he's going to give you 30 homers, 30 doubles, 30 stolen bases every single year with premier defense, gets on base a ton, 267 average, 346 on base, 466 slug for an 811 OPS, OPS plus at 129. It's just hard to find guys that are 5-tool players like Lindor is, and he definitely is. Could you make an argument there are some guys outside the top 10 better than him? Sure, but these are my rankings, and I do think Francisco Lindor Lindor has an argument to be in the top 10, which is why I put him there. For the 9th best player in Major League Baseball, Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Marte is unbelievable. I think he's criminally underrated. Finished 3rd in the MVP voting back in 2024. This season had some weird stuff going on. Still was unbelievable. All-star Silver Slugger at the position. 283 average, 376 on base, 517 slug for an OPS at 893, OPS plus at 145. I think there was like 5 hitters that were better than him offensively last year. Ketel Marte's elite at the plate. 28 homers, 28 doubles, 72 RBIs in 126 games. Like the last 2 years, you're averaging 30, and a 900 OPS at second base. Maybe this is a crazy ranking from me, but I think Ketel Marte is a top 10 player right now. For the 8th best player in Major League Baseball, gotta just give J-Ram some love. Jose Ramirez, man, is unbelievable. 30 home runs last year, 34 doubles, 85 RBIs with 44 stolen bases. Hit 283 with a 360 on base, 503 slug for 863 OPS, OPS plus at 137. Finished inside the top 5 of MVP voting again. He's finished inside the top 3 4 times in his career. Inside the top 5 6. Inside the top 10 8 times. Like, oh my God, Jose Ramirez is so good. And he plays phenomenal third base. J-Ram really just is that guy. First ballot Hall of Famer. Next up at number 7, I've got Juan Soto of the New York Mets. Feels great to say that. Juan Soto had a career season last year. 43 homers, 20 doubles, 105 RBIs. That was basically what he did with the Yankees in what was arguably his best season. But he stole 38 bases, which led the National League. He also walked 127 times, a 263 average with a National League best 396 on base, 525 slug for a 921 OPS, OPS plus a 160, 3rd in the MVP for the 2nd straight season, Silver Slugger. He's not great in right field, who cares? If you think Soto's not a top 10 player, honestly, like we can't talk. Can't have this conversation. Up 21 spots at number 6, Cal Raleigh, aka Big Dumper of the Seattle Mariners. Best catcher season of all time, right? I mean, he plays awesome defense behind the plate, played in 159 games. Obviously, not every single one's catching, but that's 159 games for a guy who does catch is crazy. 60 homers, 125 RBIs, stole 14 bases, hit 247 with a 359 on base, 589 slug for a 948 OPS, OPS plus at 169. Do you think he should have won the MVP? I don't really care. He was unbelievable. This is debatably the best catcher season of all time. In terms of the power department, it's not even close. Borderline top 5 player in the league. Just at that position, being able to be this good offensively and defensively, you don't see it. Down 2 spots at number 5, I've got Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. Honestly, I don't think he did anything wrong. It wasn't as good as 2024, but he was still incredible. A 7-win player. 23 homers, 47 doubles, 6 triples, and 88 RBIs with 38 stolen bases. Hit 295 with a 351 on base, 501 slug for an 852 OPS and an OPS plus at 136. Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the best players in baseball. I didn't even mention. He is nuts at shortstop. I think he puts up like 20 OAA a year. Like, are you kidding me? He's 26 years old next season. Bobby Witt Jr. is just one of the best players in baseball, and he's got so much time left in Kansas City. One of my favorite players to watch. For the 4th best player in Major League Baseball, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Crazy aggressive with me with my pitching, but yeah, Paul Skeens I think deserves it. We've now seen 320 innings in his career of an ERA below 2. That's insane. A whip under 1. He strikes everybody out. He's won a Cy Young Award. He's won the Rookie of the Year. He's arguably the best pitcher in baseball, and he's doing it in Pittsburgh. Like around a 30% K rate last year with a 5% walk rate. Career K to walk ratio at like 26%. It's just insane. Throws 100. He's got pitches you've never seen before. Paul Skeens is on a path to something we haven't seen. This is one of the best starts ever to a pitcher's career, and I do think he's one of the 4 best players on the planet. Ever. Tiny, so slightly ahead of him at number 3, another pitcher, Tarek Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. Similarly to Paul Skeens, over the last 2 years, just out of control good. Back-to-back Cy Young Awards, 387 innings, a 2.3 ERA with a whip at .9. Where it really gets crazy, though, is the strikeout stuff. 32% K rate last year with a 4.4% walk rate. That was better than his Cy Young season in 2024. The stuff that Tarek Skubal does on the mound is ridiculous. This is the stuff of legends. Back-to-back Cy Young Awards, finished inside the top 7 of MVP voting in back-to-back years as a pitcher. I think 3 is a really good spot for him. There are no better pitchers than the 2 I just named, and there are only 2 players better than them. Crazy to say this, but down from his number 1 spot at number 2, I've got Aaron Judge, and it has nothing to do with his play. At the plate, he is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. There is no doubt about it. He is the best hitter. I want that to be said. And he plays the outfield, and he plays it really well. 53 homers, 30 doubles, 114 RBIs, hit 331 with a 457 on base, 688 slug for an 1144 OPS, OPS plus at 215. That's the best in baseball for every number I just said. Won the MVP 3rd time in 4 years, 2nd straight season of 50 homers. There's nothing bad to say about Judge. He's the 2nd best player in baseball. The only reason he's not number 1 is because he doesn't hit and pitch. Because of course, at number 1, it's going to be Shohei Ohtani. Again, he's not a better hitter than Judge, but he's still ridiculously good. Last year, in a down offensive season, Ohtani hit 55 home runs, 102 RBIs, a 282 average, 392 on base, 622 slug, and a 1014 OPS for an OPS plus at 179. And then we got to talk about the elephant in the room, which is that he pitched last year. It was only 47 innings, but Shohei Ohtani threw 47 innings while hitting 55 home runs. Again, just say it out loud with me. He threw 47 innings with a sub-3 ERA, a whip at 1, and also hit 55 home runs. And not just 55 home runs, his OPS was over 1,000. Third straight MVP in a row, fourth in 5 years. This is the greatest baseball player I've ever watched. If it was just hitting alone, Aaron Judge is clearly better. But the fact that Shohei Ohtani pitches, that's my number 1 player in the league for me. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, there's a reason this has never happened before. It's insane. So there they are, the top 50 player rankings. I'm ready. Give it to me in the comment section below. I've made you wait all year. Let me know what you're thinking. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. That's where I'll wrap it up. You guys know the drill from here on out. This is the most recent upload, which I think is going to be something from the 12 days of MLB rankings, and this is a playlist in case you missed any of them. Once again, guys, thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Shout out to the amazing support. Shout out to you guys. And I'll catch you whenever I upload next because I am exhausted. I am taking like a few days off. I'll see you guys then. Peace out.